Hi, Jeff Lawton here. Here's another video for you. How far can you push permaculture design into abundance? It's a classroom exercise. We've laid it out on the whiteboard for you. Have a look. I hope you enjoy it. When you take design application thinking and design to landscape limits, when you approach landscape, you're looking at the edges. You're out on the edge of systems, thinking about what are the extremities of systems. When we take a profile down the landscape, we're actually looking at where are the highest points, where are the lowest points, where are the water flows in the landscape, where does the river meet the land, what are these edge points. When we're looking at design in landscape, we're looking at where are those key points. Is that a key point? Is there a situation here where we can put in a top line even though it's high in the landscape? Can we swale that plateau edge? Can we find those points of inflection between concave and convex? Can we find positions where dam walls might fit into landscape so that we can hold water up, store water where it backs up and gives us a good value of return in relation to our earthworks costing? Can we find those mid-slopes? If we're designing contour lines, can we wrap that around the landscape and capture water in a way that gives us a great return for that effort? Can we bring that in to valley slopes that actually become impoundments of water? So we're impounding water in landscape. And we've got high gravity water events. Can we displace that water passively? So in large events, they discharge but backflood. These backflood soakages, can we actually convert that into a forested system? That's the important thing to think of. Where's that forested stability? Once you have that trickle-down nutrient that attracts wildlife, it's like a magnet for wildlife. You're getting free nutrient return for your effort. You're getting a system that naturally creates an input at a default. So your system now has inevitable security. It dynamically adjusts. We may as well reforest top catchment. We're going towards systems where top water soak is an advantage in its stability, but at its distance of habitat, its distance of energy input, it's not worth anything except a larger long-term yield, but it increases our security. So forest systems can be increased upslope, where productive systems and life systems increase downslope. As we come round on water-soaked swale systems and we locate positions where dam walls increase in size, storage of water increases in volume, so that our systems now, still containing quite large amounts of energy, can be designed to passively overflow, pick up water, return from top slopes, soak down and add benefit to our lower storage, overflow again in a passive way. Systems that now become more productive in time. More excited. Systems that have productivity now increasing. So there's value in relation to interaction, but still stability. We're anchoring stability in systems. We're harmonizing with landscape patterning. We're positioning stability units on earthworks like bamboos. We're stabilizing water flow with edge plannings. We're starting to look at a patterning of landscape as dams that occur on edges of ridge lines. So the skyline edge now becomes part of the plan. As we link skyline ridge point dams round the landscape, overflows in positions that capture water but overflow it passively. Dam sizes increase. Pattern potential in relation to water storage starts to increase. So our dam wall size increases, but our patterned water storage becomes more valuable in edge production potential. And with that comes aesthetics. With that comes systems that are aesthetic to the eye, more attractive to wildlife, and more productive over time. So storage systems become life-rich systems. Life-rich systems become more aesthetic. Wildlife increases input, and productivity becomes more valuable to invest time into. So the fertility is now gathered from above. Our aesthetics increase. Our security is continuously increasing, and life potential increases with the system. So here we start to move into lower slope shaping, diversity of elements. And as the system becomes mature, productivity is anchored within that stability. So you can't stop a system like this working. It's a system that is inherently fertile. Water will continuously soak through systems, passing level sill spillways, but if overflow situations happen where large events need to be discharged, our accurate levels give us passive overflows. So no erosion, continued soaking. Spring lines start to emerge in this situation, so positions start to become obvious as springs start to illustrate that we're gaining soakage as we go down. Now in those positions, options increase. So our options start to become obvious, and as we come around landscape, we start to get the creative possibilities of really productive shaping. So our contour systems become expressions of fertility through very, very productive elements. So aquaculture becomes inevitable as water is continuously slowed through the system. So our fish pond aesthetics become an inevitable part of our landscape. Our aquaculture is not only an expression of water harvest, but our water harvest is an expression of fertility, and it's shared out through landscape so that the landscape actually increases its stability. Now, human settlement now becomes such a diverse system of potential that it's inevitable that we have an endless set of resources available to us. So our livings, our settlements, our villages, they all become larger structural positions that our potential is expressed by our design understanding of how we harmonize with landscape. So by the time we identify ourselves to landscape, and landscape allows us to create these identified positions, our culture is an expression of our land's production. Our production is an expression of our permanence in culture. Our exchange of skills, talents, primary production, processing of primary production, and services are all part of a landscape that we've harmonized with so that we can capture the energy. We come through the landscape, slowing that energy, increasing the expression of life, increasing the expression through harmonized aesthetics. When we start to actually then look at what's possible in our lower systems, our river runs perfectly clear and clean and full of life. Our main catchment of water movement through the landscape becomes moderated, so there's less floods, there's less droughts. Our stability from the very top right the way through to the river itself now stabilized with plannings of wildlife corridors. Human settlement positions now become very, very stable when they're inconvenient positions of mid-slope. So through our mid-slope zone, human settlement easily occupying positions where people can take up livings, provide extra services for each other, cooperate and trade, bring in transport access ways through settlement in a passive water harvesting and easy to maintain and aesthetic access design. We have a landscape that is abundant, has not only water but crop systems, grazing systems, multiple options of land use possibilities, multiple potential livings, and a permanently reshaped system where the elements involved that provide the energy capture, the life expression, the productivity can be enhanced continuously by the occupation of people in the landscape as the most positive part of the landscape itself. So when you take this out to its limit and you say, where does permaculture design end? It ends in a situation that is absolute in abundance. There you go. Absolute abundance on the whiteboard can be put into reality. Tell us what you think. Make your comments. Let us know. Share it with your friends and family. It's been great producing it for you. Thanks.